Rainy conditions, crashes in the final, GC top 10s going out the window, and some strange tactics. This is what you normally get at the end of a Grand Tour. Stage 20 of the Tour de France. It's a transition stage, not a sprint and not a mountain stage either. 3,000 meters of climbing across a lot of hills, although the longest climb was at the start of the day. Flat finish though. If this sort of stage was in week one, you might see a team control, but most of the riders here are very tired, and the guarantee when this stage started was that it would be a breakaway. So if you're a strong sprinter, the goal is to just get in the break. Asgreen won a stage like this last year. Healy's trying to go across with Schmid and Abrahamsen. Wout van Aert's trying to go on the break with Alaphilippe and Foss. And on the Côte de la Serra, we see Visma jumping with UAE and Wellens there. Quinn Simmons, great stage for him as well. EF Education, Easy Post, they just get in the break every day. Every day they get in the break. Palace and Sweeney are two good options. Wellens tries again. It doesn't go on that climb. It's the descent where splits really happen, actually, because the wet conditions, some riders backing off. Do you really want to risk your race at the end of 3 weeks after you've made it this far? So there's a big split here with no GC riders except maybe Healy. And then Wellens, Jorgensen go across with Ewan Kostu. Pogacar was always pretty much under control. Narvaez was with him. Frank Vandenbroek, Romeo, Stewart go across. Stewart very strong. And so we have a counter move to the front three. Sweeney, Trentin, Caden Groves, the games begin. Caden Groves is not allowing Tim Wellens to do what he did on stage 15 where he sat on at the start. But the fly in the ointment for everybody in the break is Jordan Jagat, at least initially, because he's 11th on GC and he's not very far behind Ben O'Connor, a couple of 3 minutes or something. And so Jaco Alula start chasing this breakaway, whereas everyone else in this break is a verifiable stage hunter, punchers, classic sort of sprinters. Schmid was chasing for Jaco. He crashes. Aaron Baruch has Coffert has missed it, start pacing, but then it stops. UAE don't care about top 10 GC. For UAE, this break is totally fine. I mean, they got Wellens in it, who just killed everybody on the stage 15 breakaway to take the stage win. Even Romeo for Movistar, he won a Dauphiné stage, very similar one to this. Schmid comes back, so credit to him for pacing, but we get to the Côte de Tézy. Are there going to be counter moves? Can O'Connor solve it himself? The answer was no. Well, there was a counter move, but Jordan Jagat starts pacing. Groves lets him go, and indeed, O'Connor goes to the front. Healy is in front of him on GC, so he is all live to that. Johannessen's right there, and then there's Vingegaard, Lipovic, and Pogacar, so that doesn't go anywhere. Groves lets the wheel of Jagat go. 60-kilo climber. Where's he going to go over 64 Ks? A counter move comes from Van Aert, Schoens, Deletra, Mike Woods, and Anders Johannessen. That gets in a Chaspatat, never really makes it closer than 2 minutes. Sweeney goes across to Jagat. And this was maybe a mistake from the others. Maybe Sweeney got a bit overexcited, but look who's pacing. Always pacing in this group, even on the climbs. Caden Groves. You would think that on this climb it would be the lighter guys or the climbers or the punchers that would have gone, but it's Caden Groves pacing, and on the front he's doing a lot of work, never misses a turn. There's other guys skipping turns. Sweeney gets rid of Jagat, and the gap builds really fast. Schmidt's trying to control the gap to Jagat, and then it's raining. Starts raining again, slippery roads, we've got road furniture. O'Connor starts to pull to defend his own top 10 on GC. And then the Fugas it's not the Fuga because Sweeney's in the Fuga. They begin the lack of cooperation, and then there's just groups everywhere with the road furniture, with Jorgensen and Wellens eyeing each other. There's groups all over the place with Sweeney in front. So it was looking good for Sweeney, but he blew up a little bit because he gets to this 2K 5.5% climb, gets caught probably at the wrong time, and that's when Groves, again, Caden Groves looks the strongest on this climb. The Volta Limburg winner, which we all watched, where he destroyed two Lotto riders who were ganging up on him. He's not just a sprinter. He's a versatile sprinter. He can ride a classic. I'd like to see him in more cobble classics next year. I think he did Roubaix for the first time this year and was already good. Romeo, he likes to attack on descents. Gregoire's not a bad descender either. That's how he won his Tour de Suisse stage this year. But Romeo undercuts him, misses the corner completely. That causes Gregoire to miss his line. Velasco just holds it up, but he goes wider. Frank Vandenbroek makes the corner the best. Groves and Stewart also hold it up behind Velasco, but a little bit better, so they can exit quicker, and they get into this group. 18 Ks to go. Crashes all over the place. Vandenbroek's not pulling. Stewart's fast. He won a Dauphiné stage ahead of Johnny Milan. He should have probably got more opportunities here. Caden Groves, he's won 9 Grand Tour stages in sprints. We all know he's fast, and Stewart's not having it. Stewart is not having Frank Vandenbroek sit on and then attack them later, and both of them just let Caden Groves ride away for a Tour de France stage win. These sort of things can happen when you feel like you're being taken advantage of. Should Vandenbroek probably have attacked him right here? Yes, that's probably the play. You got to attack him right here. They both just wait, and you're not bringing back Caden Groves. He's a truck. He's really, really strong in rainy conditions, the end of 180 Ks, flat 14 Ks, everybody else looking behind them. Frank Vandenbroek and Stewart go back to Velasco's group. Caden Groves probably can't believe his luck. He was thinking, all right, I'm going to have to beat Stewart in the sprint. I'm going to have to keep pacing to keep the others behind. O'Connor stops pacing, gives up on his top 10 GC, by the way. He just ran out of teammates, and so Jagat was looking good. He didn't collapse at all. But yeah, Groves is thinking, I've got to manage Vandenbroek's attacks and then win the sprint against Stewart. He never had to. He just rode away without having to attack. Obviously, mega strong, just kept going, and he deserved it. He never missed a pull. He took over and did more than his fair share on the climbs, and he takes his 10th Grand Tour stage victory. Frank Vandenbroek, another second 2 years in a row. And I'd already turned my TV off at this point, but I see here there was a crash not too far in front of Pogacar. He and Van Aert miss it. There was no 3K rule today, I don't think, and Van Aert's laughing with him like, the tour is never over until it's over, although they were congratulating him at the end. So Pogacar got through the tricky stage with the rain and everything unharmed, but Groves wins ahead of Vandenbroek, Ancorn, Velasco, Gregoire, Stewart, Jagat, Wellens, Jorgensen, Sweeney. 3 different stage winners from Alpecin, Van der Poel, Philipsen, and Groves this Tour de France. This is what he had to say after the stage.
Caden Groves, you're a man who has already won a lot of races and on Grand Tours, on the Vuelta, on the Giro, but apparently winning a stage on the Tour de France really means something.
Yeah, of course. I mean, there's so many emotions to win here. The team, we come here with so many different plans with Jasper and Mathieu, and in the end, I get my own opportunities, and they haven't gone the right way. But today, I mean, I had super legs, and I just suffered to the light, and in reward, we get a tour stage.
Because honestly, we were not expecting a sprint finish. We were not expecting a sprinter. How did you do it?
Oh, the team, gave me the free roll the last days. Especially today, we weren't sure whether to go for the stage with myself or save for tomorrow. But in the end, when the rain starts to fall, I always have a super feeling normally in the cold weather. And yeah, it's like I said, it's my first time ever winning solo at a tour stage, so it's pretty incredible.
In terms of GC, there was one change. Jagat taking like 5 minutes, 6 minutes? 5 minutes on Ben O'Connor and moving into 10th on GC, 2 minutes ahead of him. So it's not even like O'Connor can make up that time with a late attack tomorrow on the Champs-Elysees stage, which has the Montmartre circuit. It shouldn't be a procession to the finish, but there's some rain predicted. Hope you enjoy the video. See you then. Ciao, ciao.